Falcons won out. So honestly, this is a classic tale of two halves took away in the subsequent action in the veto yesterday. All Falcons
want to hold on to that area. Got a good idea here, has Doom on the position of that player, but to be honest with you, Rorik's going to give him absolutely, I was going to say Rorik's going to give him absolutely nothing, but he's going to give him absolutely everything. Doom manages to find a headshot elsewhere. Pasha gets taken down in the meantime. Falcons have come out quite literally flying.
That's a good start and the right amount of aggression you need as well. Like Virtus.pro, let's not forget, have already... some would see it as a pro, some would see it as a con, where you've already had a series today. Yes, they're going to be a little bit tired, but they're also going to be warm. We've seen teams lose the first map of the following series because the other team is just a bit warm from already having played a series that day. But as Rorik said, he's a little bit sleepy. He needs a nap. It's getting a bit later in the day for some of them across towards the Eastern European time zones. And Falcons certainly haven't started things out slow. They've come in on this one.
On that shield bit, it's out of Nitro. That's nice from him. Good work. Manages to get himself inside. Shield extended as well. Dan, however, takes down Breeder. They're going to have to start finding some kills. Nothing available for users, but there is one for Doom. Flips to the secondary and takes down Dan. Back onto that sniper rifle. 4 versus 3. Still in the favour of Virtus.pro.
Oh,
too easy
from Pasha. A reminder again, by the way, this is a gym bedroom defense, and they still have yet to crack open this cash CC setup. They've got at least some of it done, but Pasha's now going to be skulking down in basement. We saw this actually in the previous series where he disappeared into the map, kept popping up and getting the odd kill here and there. It was an absolute nightmare to deal with, but they've made the call here. Let's go and hit site. They've done just that. Almost gets away with the kill, but no, Rorik's found him first. Uses, he gets traded out. Good round for Virtus.pro. Both teams showing a good bit of now.
Candela's going in. We've got shields going in, but how much progress is being made?
Oh, they tried to charge their way through, and Riker just gunned them down as they ran towards him. A second ago, think about being very mindful of that slight window itself as he tries to creep on towards the balcony, and sure enough, as Necro takes a step across, gets his freebie. 5v2 for Virtus.pro.
Look to try and cut off that rotation, but honestly, a lot of the damage is already done. Doom just peppering shots in through there, but they're going to be happy to play advanced and aggressive siege here of VP, not only because of the man count, but because they've got that diffuser down inside of elbow as well. They know that it's there. Ooh, just threading the needle there. I think hitting him through the soft wall, finding the man, taking a little bit of chip damage off. Doom can't spot him as he comes around the corner. It's going to be Skies who manages to pick that up. I'll find out after the broadcast today.
Now done, and now they can start thinking about this execute. I used to say back in the day, don't give them more than a minute to execute on this site, or they will do it in fine form. Doom's in for the entry on towards Necro. No C4 to come flying in towards Doom's face. Outside of the 2 that are now in Rorik and Pasha's back pocket, but another one falls down too. 2 for him in the round. Dan no doubt now starting to feel the squeeze a little bit. Sees the head, but can't quite find the man. Sky's falling a little bit lower. Surely Falcons see this over the line, Tim.
You'd have thought so. 20 seconds left to go. Leak effect diffuser in hand. Breeder manages to get one. Dan also finds users. That should have been the Blackbeard taken out, but couldn't find his man. 2 kills come in. Falcons, they use the time.
Do you mean they'll be able to quick beat their way across here, which is part of the worry? The Skies is almost standing out in the open here, waiting and ready. Pasha getting a nice one on the smallest of angles on towards Solotov. That's Ash offline. Breeder getting a response back. Now someone's got to get back onto this mirror window and hold this breach.
I was going to say it was getting a little bit crazy from Skies, just stood in the rotation, and ultimately he's been punished for that little bit of aggression, I think, just through offline. There's only 1 smoke canister, so probably not too much advantage that can be gleaned from that, but Pasha managing to find that Nitro onto Doom. Blackbeard gone, 3v3, a minute left on the clock, and this could be back to the drawing board for Falcons.
Okay, slowly does it. Both teams been whittled down by 2 players. It's the kind of thing I was calling for in the previous round there, right? Don't be afraid to reduce numbers down, even if it means you lose your life along the way. Uses finding Dan, though, is a little bit caught in no man's land inside of construction. On the outside, an easy cross as Leak Effect gets Necro. Didn't even fire a bullet back, I don't think, there, Necro. Leaves Pasha to get an ace, by the way. He's got 2, needs to find himself every single one. Was looking for the last 2, wasn't miles off, but Falcons get it to him. That's dead. Give that first battle around. Jacuzzi breach again. We saw Pasha get the opener last time. Solotov a little bit better. Still firing all cylinders today. In fact, the whole Falcons team is. All of them up there. Solotov in the middle of, not really side, but in the middle of the extension has got away with 2. Yes, Pasha might get one in response, but you don't.
Skaz has taken a lot of damage here. I think he's going to try and get himself back up red stairs. He's just looking to survive at the minute, but needs to be very careful because literally one touch of a bullet will do the job. Nako taken down. Pasha and Skaz both super low health. Not looking good for Virtus.pro right now. Leakafact manages to find Pasha. That's a beautiful kill on the long angle. The plant is going down from Brede as well. The LMG can do nothing. Doom can do everything, and Falcons, they take the first half 4-2.
Where he was pushing out, and he actually got 2 kills on the Blackbeard by ADS as to where VP were going to go. Yeah. They allowed Nako to have the shield.
On it themselves, their Falcons only having lost it to, in fact, I like they've lost it to a few goals throughout the year, but a map they're still very happy to play. I've played it 9 times. They won't be bothered going into that map. They'll happily play Virtus.pro anywhere right now, it feels like. Pasha at least is C4 and a couple of impacts that to work with. That won't be enough to kill him. C4 up over the top. That is a great, well-played C4. Gets rid of Pasha. And now it's a 4v2 for Falcons. One of those being left to shield. I mean, it is Nako. He can do it, Tim, but not when he's pushing from 2 angles like that. Great team play from Falcons once again. I already said it felt like there was levels between the 2 teams today, Tim. And it's only showing even more here in round 7.
Yeah, it really is. Falcons are just looking so comfortable. There's no rattling them whatsoever. Rorik's going to disappear upstairs. 7 seconds left to go. This is just an opportunity to speak as the team. That's exactly what they're doing right now. They're listening in for those instructions from the IGL and just trying to piece together a round or two, because right now Falcons decided that it was time. They'd had enough of trying to hold on to cash, and they've dipped themselves back. They did so successfully, but do ultimately lose that entry battle. Rorik managing to find Solotov. That's this left to go, and this is what you want the clash for, to deal with the Monty. You got to take out the other player first, though. They do manage it. 2 kills come in, and that leaves Monty in a bad spot. But how about this? Nako starts fighting back and is now just face to face with the clash. Doom needs to get that shield back in front of him realistically.
Yeah, he does at this point. You know, there's Okali on side. You can afford to have that shield out. There we go. It now being down is being a nuisance for Nako because he'll constantly get guard broken every time he tries to step forward. Tell you what, though, the angle is tight. He might lose his life here if not careful. A C4 comes out and Pasha is gone. It's all down to the Monty, and the Clash does what she does best. Shuts down enemy. Solid. And again, putting up a real fortress in front of Virtus.pro. So much they've got to work through with the mirror, with the Tuberal, with the castles that are around, and they've got to worry about the echoes later in the round. Ugh, so much to worry about. And that when do you see Brede making plays like that? I'm just worried the Falcons are ready for them, especially with that C4 pointed in towards the breach here. This could be all too easy for them to net a couple of kills.
Nako does manage to find the first onto Doom using that scope. Comes around the corner. Does he find his man? No, they've relocated. 3 versus 3. Brede is fighting, but does find his man. Does get downed in the process, but Rorik is out of it. So we're effectively 2 versus 2 now. 13 seconds left to go. They're going to try and put the plant down. The cover is there. Dan, he needs to go big, but look at that shot from Leakafact. Who else? 1 versus 1 now. He's up against the glass, Des.
He's got to seal it here and now, right, is the thing. He's ready and waiting, and he hits the shot. A 3K from Leakafact in the round, hands them a 7-2.
They, weren't showing this maybe within a good few months of going to them to bang. They're backing themselves. Like you said, they've had some good results as well. Get yourself away from it if you're going to do some droning. Just back up and create some space. Don't risk leaving a foot overhanging like that because you've taken 80 damage for not much reason. Solotov manages to find Pasha, though. That could get things going for Falcons here. We're going to have those light screens down from the Sens as well. Doom just able to work in the gaps between, but Dan picks up Brede. Rorik onto Doom, taking the shield out. 2 versus 3. Diffuser is recovered. Are they going to have an opportunity to put it down? 14 seconds left to go. I like the way that Virtus.pro are playing this. They're not overcommitted. They're just stepping back, but the cover is there. Users has absolute nerves of steel, and it is all up to Leakafact. He was down but not out. He was picked up. Can he keep this for his team?
He can get the angle, though, so the ball gets one. Oh, the second, but Nako comes off and gets his man. That's an explosive way to close out the first round. So we've Virtus.pro going up 1-0 on bank.
That was really smart from Nako, though, to take the peek there at the point. Peeking around here, just looking for mainstays. I think they're aware of they are aware of the Mozzie we're going to see. I like that teamwork. The Blitz is chasing him down. Does he know there's two there? Needs to be very, very careful here. And it's no surprise to see him backing up. Absolutely beautiful, though. Takes the opportunity of the Nitro coming out to get the kill onto the Mozzie. And that is going to be, I don't know if it was Pasha throwing an impact nade that just looked like the Nitro had exploded. Users manages to find the... I'm being optimistic, Des. Users manages to find the kill onto Pasha. 4 versus 2 as VP start fighting back with Nako.
And the best at the very least, but again, it's a number of advantage coming in at it. They've just rolled over those last two. Not quite the best. And given the out, comes out 5 versus 3 and finish off Doom. Either or be pretty good at this point. They're not trying to go to get him here. Leakback is nearby and wants to get him up, I think. They've got rid of Sky, so Tim, that's pretty crucial. Doom for now still dug in. Leakback clearly not fully comfortable enough to be able to go for this revive. They now have a chance to do so. He's got the cover coming in from Solotov too, and they've got the drone downstairs. He should be able to get him up, but no, taken out by Nako around. That seemed to be the golden chance, but no. They've used him as baits him a little bit. They've finished off Leakback. They've now got Solotov too. June's about to bleed out. This is looking like a Virtus.pro round.
Yeah, it's perfect for Virtus.pro. You've still got Breeder out on the windows, the Fuser in hand, and with very little chance that he can get inside from there. Doom will eventually die out, so that leaves us now in a solid 2 versus 4 with a clash on the board. Dear, oh dear, we're going to see the electricity taken offline. No choice for users other than to just try and get aggressive there. The Shield of Clash does get taken out with the Gon 6 by Breeder, but it's more than likely too little too late. 20 seconds left to go, and they're just going to keep taking pot shots at him now. Virtus.pro are going to be up 2-1. Solotov does manage to pick up Pasha from beyond the grave. A little Claymore kill as Pasha goes out for a jump out onto the windows. It's going to be the clash. It's going to be Nako who picks up that final kill. Virtus
time. All right, there we go.
Just watching main stairs at the minute, aware that there could be a possibility of a flank coming up there. I don't think there's going to be, though. There's not really any need to for Virtus.pro as Pasha manages to find Breeder through the hatch, and that is
yourself in a good spot because we're coming down to that last 35. They've already lost Breeder off the back of it, where Virtus.pro, yes, they're backed away, but have largely been like, fine, we'll catch you with utilities. You come a little bit closer, no worries. One being equalized back as they managed to remove Pasha on the other side. Here we go as the smokes go on down, but still so much Chankified to break. No, taken out. That's a crucial kill. Nako has 19 Shumakas left, but it's down to a 2v3, Tim. Falcons struggling here to get this one over the line.
And they're going to struggle further as Dan manages to get a double. Virtus.pro get themselves round. But it's going to be the opening kill to Falcons. They're going to manage to take down Rorik. All the Razor Blooms had already been deployed. There were none left in pocket, so that's a good thing for them at least. Pasha has taken damage from that dog. Could be cool, and it's so easy. That's the shotgun off the board. Leak of fact with a great kill, and Falcons looking good for their second round.
They know that Virtus.pro are going to bite back a bit on the defensive side. They've got no choice with this site, and so waiting for them to come to you is a really good option, you know, rather than walking into C4s that they did last time round. Zoom into yet another as Dan realizes he's trapped in no man's land. At least for now. In behind that shell is Skies. One going away towards Pasha. Not great from users here. Now trying to get a C4 out, but Solotov's there for the cross. Just the one left. Pasha would need an ace to get it all done. He won't find that. I think that's June with a 3. Found themselves over the last couple of rounds, especially. The Virtus.pro, they've got to make something happen. They try and make lobby work, and sure enough, there's a freebie. Leakafak a little bit late to the party. They even had a call on towards Pasha.
A good picture now of where everybody is, although I say that. And Skies gets almost a freebie, walks around the corner. They're not really reacting quickly enough to him. Nako manages to find Breeder as well. 4v2 becomes a 2v2, becomes a 2v1.
I'm sorry. Are they're just...
The basement defense, that's always going to be strong. But open area and top floor, there's so many operators that can deal.
5 players, then you also win the game.
Yeah, Rorik.
Just 5 fraggers.
Absolute genius.
Boom, he banned.
Sure, but it's the same conversations we had as before, right? It's all about making sure you get as much control across the map as you possibly can.
Beautiful.
That's a beautiful little bit of bait out of Zolotov, to be fair to him. Basically said, yeah. You say waiting for the fire to still expire, and then you got to deal with Yokais. Falcons have just got every tool. If they lose this, I will have no words. They have to win this.
Neko's getting the plant down, is it? The bullets are bouncing off his shield. He's got nerves of steel. At the minute, nothing has been done about it, and the plant is successful. 4v2. Virtus.pro don't care about your utility. They don't care about your denial and your time wasting. They're going to get the job done anyway. The shield on the back saved Neko's life.
Wow.
Got the plant down, and Virtus.pro come away with the win. Falcons, you need to come off and fight, and he just didn't. Absolutely stuck it, saw it through. It was a real hero move. June manages to pick up Rorik. That's a bit of a hero move as far as Falcons are concerned. Taking the thermite off the 7-2 response here. Of course, Falcons winning Clubhouse 7-2. It could be the same for Virtus.pro. We're going to see one go down though. Pasha manages to pick up Doom. 4 versus 4. Neko back again. We'll continue to see he has eaten an unbelievable amount of damage in the last 2 days from Nitros and Toxic Babe canisters. One either way. 3 versus 3. Solitov the last to be taken down. Skies makes it a double. That's not ideal. Dan takes down Neko and then is downed himself. It's all up to Skies.
Oh, come
2
on.
needs to become 4. That's the triple. 1v1 now, Des. 30 seconds left for him to go.
It's like I said, I can't get too excited. Tim, I might be able to if they get away with this, but sees his man. Can't quite hit the shots rounding his way, but no, Brede. Back to his old form, being a clutch god that he can be sometimes. Get
7 the last round. It could be 4-4 at this point rather than 5-3. Honestly, there's an argument where don't forget round 6. It could be 5-3 to Falcons realistically. Solitov does manage to pick up Rorik. That's a great.
C4, not a bad shout. Again, Necro said must be the most C4 player in EML this stage. I wish I could find the stats on that somewhere. I won't be able to. It's what I've said across the last couple of rounds, though. I still feel nervous when Falcons have a man advantage because they've shown that they can't quite keep things ahead. Now they are definitely at a man disadvantage. 4v3 for Virtus.pro. A trade there from Doom. Not too bad at range at the same time, too. Good stuff. Uses going for a...
Kind of hovering around those main stairs for the time being. Drop comes in. Are they able to deal with the blitz? He's just trying to create that extra distance. Skies manages to find Brede, but there's one. They can't deal with the blitz at the minute, but Users does. 2 versus 1. No choice for Skies but to try and stick it or lose the round. Doesn't matter that they came flying in at the end. They were concerned about a plant.
Didn't realize the second player had already headed upstairs and was waiting for that timer to hit 0 or maybe to get the vertical angle down.
Anchor work.
Brace for it!
They think it might be enough. I guess we'll find out.
Big though.
I mean, that certainly helps him. Again, I'm gonna let's calm down. It's 5v4 on Brede's life.
Not reinforced. That's big as well. Neko goes down. And you're now in a position because they're a little bit less focused towards that server side. And they can look now towards Elevator. Falcons have got the man over. There you go. Doom can take the risk. He can take the fight. He takes down Rorik. 5 versus 2. This has been really, really nice from Falcons. And it was all built on Doom's entry kill onto the Sophia because it has changed how Virtus.pro have had to play the round because they can't play into the Tachanka.
They've tried to force them, so I'll give it to them. It looks like they've just lost a bunch of 1v1s, and to be fair, they have. What they've tried to do is force players down blue, for example, into different parts. It goes too deep. Watch elsewhere, and then just ping Skies off the window, no problem. They really need some supported aggression like this. Play off the back of the Monty, and Pasha finds just that. Virtus.pro still in with a chance.
Yeah, Users really trying to get some work done there. Doom from underneath though takes down Pasha. 3 versus 2, however, as Virtus.pro managed to fight their way back in. Brede there. It's just been so stoic throughout this game. Always the last line of defense for his team. Rorik takes him down though, and this is not a pretty situation for Doom. Low health and up against 2 shields. Neko's going to start putting the plant down. He misses his opportunity. It's absolutely fractional, but that was the one he needed to find. He takes him down. The diffuser's down. 10 seconds. There's 10 seconds to go.
All he's got to do is hide here, and enough. Sure enough, that's exactly what he'll try and do. He knows surely that Rorik is coming. He's just got to win the fight. Rorik's the full sprint. Who comes out on top? Sure enough, it's going to be the guy, Doom.
Let's proceed.
Hey, Doom. He's waiting for him just to stick his head above the parapet the tiniest bit, but it's Rorik who rounds and gets rid of him instead. Won't have another round of terror as he has done quite a lot over the last 4. Looking to do have another track available in a moment as well, but look at this leaky fat. This is big balls. Looks towards the main stairs, surely, and gets rid of Rorik. You'd never expect that to come. Pasha does pop up there from around ATMs and gets the response. He's been there all round. Admittedly, it's where he was challenging on towards.
Versus 3 now. VP, 40 seconds left to go. They know that there's one towards the basement. Skies finds users. This is an opportunity to push that here. They know that they've got only one there. And that is surely going to be us going to a few extra. 30 seconds left to go. The fight back is on, but it's not enough. And we're going to overtime, Des.
Was nervous for a second, then I saw.
Careful about his reloads and about how and when he deploys them, but he should be able to make it last. However, are they able to find a little bit of space? They go in deep, they go to an unpredictable position. Falcons are looking for Tachanka, but they don't get him. This might be a wasted opportunity. The push comes in from Garage, 8 seconds left to go. They need to find kills. The diffuser is down, but Virtus.pro have scattered like seeds on the wind. They have got themselves away from sight. They find the final kills, and that's going to be Virtus.
Their life in there with the Goyo canisters also being in assistance and just punish off the back of that. That's not looking good though. Perfectly placed aim from Skies, Tim. And they were looking to break into sight there for a second, but no. Goyo canister going to impede their process. And now this is my favorite fire to see, by the way. When you get it on towards that default spot, as you've just seen though, Dan able to tank the whole thing and they can still get it opened up. I thought for sure he'd be roasted then.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it, didn't it? He was kind of praying that his hard breach charge went off quickly enough, but he needs to be careful here because they're going to want him to remove that shield in front of the Tachanka. It hasn't gone yet. 3 versus 4, and there you go. It's now cleared out, so Breeder's got a problem. He has to play all of these lead.
He's got enough fire.
If he wants to burn it out, it's difficult to hit the mark from Lead Pro, and he manages to find the man downstairs. 3 versus 3, 3 versus 2, 2 versus 1. This is just absolute chaos at the minute. It's all up to Skies. 6 seconds left to go. He needs to find the kills, and Falcons just need to survive. Users does it the best way he knows how.
Relying on that as everything, Tim. We're down to the last 35. They're running out of time to make this work.
Yeah, I'm just not sure Falcons have really got a plan at the minute. They're going to go for the upside down repel. Solotov picks up Dan. Could that be the one that creates the gap, that creates the opener? Falcons need to get moving. 24 seconds left to go. Virtus.pro are frustrating them at this point. There is just nowhere for them to push forward. But how about that? Solotov picks up the second. 15 seconds. It looks like it could be Falcons. They need to get this swing around the corner onto the clash. 4v1. Surely it's going to be theirs. 6 seconds left to go. Nequo is fighting for his life. He's 1 HP. The diffuser's going down, but he keeps getting kills. Are they able to secure the plant? Yes, but Nequo does it, and Virtus.pro get themselves the map, Des!
That is absolutely astounding. Just when they're so close to seeing it over the line, Nequo, the man who has been bullied on shields by C4s and explosives all series long, comes out with a massive 4K, hands in the round, and sends us into Lair.
To Lair, I think it's if you look at the numbers consistently from them on this map, and that is going to be the case. Bandit and
Good idea, but you do need that main spearhead, that main push in, and that really is going to be Breedy. I'm looking towards him. That's easy for Doom, isn't it? That's Tachanka gone as well. How to go from hero to zero.
It's a little bit of a nuisance. I often refer to it as like playing with a wasp in the room when that shield operator is up in your face, but again, the shotgun does a great job. Doesn't matter. The trade is there. It's Doom again taking Pasha down. 3 versus 3 as Rorik manages to find League of Fight. This is just an absolute bloodbath. He's gone underneath to take down the Deimos, I think, so that he can't be dislodging players from in behind that desk, for example. Neither of these teams willing to give an inch at the minute.
I want to point out, by the way, that Solotov was 7-1 on entry on the last map. Absolute demon when it came around to getting his team the opening advantage. Obviously, hasn't quite been the case in this round. If nothing else, the team have found the entry and then not been able to push on forward and maintain that advantage or grow it in any way. In fact, they've lost it. Down to just a 2v3 here, but you'll thank your lucky stars having Usis on side with that snake. Should be able to feed information, but now at long range being challenged. In each steps, one towards the left, the other off towards the right. These two have been teammates for a long time, so if anyone get it done, the 2 versus 3, it is them. Here we go, the swing coming in from Usis, but no, they're almost all but out of time. Final 5 seconds, Usis has to win this engagement on towards the shotgun. Will try his very best, but the swing is in from Skies on the other side. He'll pull off the diffuser. Round.
generally deployable shield. There won't be this time they haven't brought one along, but there was just so much utility there and they couldn't break it down, and they spent ever stood there trying and trying and trying. This time they're going to go for the warehouse instead. They do lose Breeday along the way, but Leak in fact manages to pick up Rorik, manages to pick up a second. That Sky's taken down. So 4 versus 3. Solotov onto Neko. This is all going in the direction of Falcons right now. Users onto Dan, likely to level things up now. 3 versus 1. Pasha just going to use that nitro to open up a vertical angle, maybe try and catch somebody as they come underneath, and he does exactly that. The judgment on that is just unreal.
I mean, we had a few choice comments about Pasha yesterday with some of the plays he was pulling off. It was inhuman. Is the only way I could possibly describe it. Solotov has got the diffuser here. They can look to get this down outside of his eyes, watching it from above, but of course can always open up more angles, and that surely has to be the concern. Thought for a second, Tune might find him on the vertical, but no, they've moved off towards a different plant spot here. They will get to stick this, which means Pasha now has to force his way down to be able to challenge on towards this one, which makes it very, very unlikely. A single bullet and he's done.
We thought that about Neko last time around, and he still managed to find a way, but as you say, unlikely. Possible though, as Pasha comes around the corner. If anybody's capable in the world of doing this, we know he's one, but Falcons have been smart. They've retaken top floor. Doom is up there with the sledgehammer swinging, opening up verticals above that plant spot. Even if Pasha finds this, which he won't, it would have still been very difficult. Solotov gets his man, and it is...
I know it's strong at close range, but at medium to long range, as Yushis has demonstrated, it's very hard to hit the appropriate shots. Obviously didn't manage to get away with one, but now managed to find Pasha. It's maybe really undoing everything I've just said there.
Waiting for that approach, and oh, the drone comes in. Does it stop? It saves Breeday's life. I think if Rorik's a little bit more prepared for that, he probably takes the shield down, but he took the shot on the drone, lost his own life. It's now 4 versus 2. Virtus.pro looked like they thought they could get this one done, but Falcons just seem to be finding another gear at the minute. Leak in fact hitting some beautiful shots over the last couple of rounds. The passion is pouring out of them, and Falcons
making themselves heard and involved in some way. I think it's really the end.
Solotov needs to make sure that the end of mezzanine corridor is dealt with underneath that default cam. That kind of area has to be sorted, because otherwise you're just going to see the next one shot off as well, and there won't be any breach to be completed. Rorik manages to get one, Solotov another. Dan taken out. Might now be an opportunity to get the rest of that wall opened up, but Rorik onto Leakafak. As I say that, the Selma does go onto the wall. A lot of questions to be answered by Falcons in this 2v4.
I mean, they've very much given Rorik every 1v1 he could possibly ask for. A freebie onto Solotov there. As much as we were praising them in the previous round, it's now starting to look very, very wrong. Very, very Pete-tongue. Sometimes saying in the UK, smoke coming out into 3 days. He's got no choice here but to step up, and Skies is there for the close. And Rorik off towards 1. Really good round for Virtus.pro. But why? Unless you've got EMPs on side, you're making your life really hard for yourself. But for now, at least with pressure coming on towards this top floor, Falcons have got the memo. They want to make sure they can get in and try and punish and move these Virtus.pro players away. But down wins the 1v1 towards Solotov. It's all going wrong, Tim, because they're again going in one after the other, just giving repeated, isolated gunfights to members of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, I think you need to be sending Breeday in first there. That's why you've got that shield on side. It's to go in and cause disruption. It's to get up in the face of those defenders and make their lives difficult. Doom has a bit of a hero moment though. Manages to go in and find 2 kills. Neko, Rorik both taken down. And that really brings Falcons back into a round that it was looking like they were well out of. And they forced away that top floor hold. There's only Dan left alive up there, but he's on Skybridge. He's not really in a position to impact on a plant or on any attempt towards site. Leak in fact picks up Skies. This one is in Falcons' hands right now.
Surely he's there to take him, right? And Dan, of course, can see if they do try and go for an execute. I was about to say, he wants to try and get back upstairs. It might not be an awful idea, but ultimately pays the price. Pasha now got to clutch up big. Wouldn't dare take them stairs, son, personally, not after you've just seen your teammate die up there. Shield now in front of his face, at least that's one. Does he know about the man lying down in front of him? Not too sure that he does, but Leakybat wants to give absolutely nothing away. He'll just sit here and wait. Pasha's got to find something though. He needs to get rid of the shield really to have any chance of winning this one out, because look at the patience being shown by Leakybat. Out comes the pistol, steps across, and there's Leakybat ready for him to cross the threshold. He does just that, and that's another round for Falcons.
Above site is mostly clear, so they can start going in there now and looking for a bit of vertical pressure. What a challenge coming in from Pasha, though. Manages to take down Doom. Dockerby gone. Coles. 30 seconds is almost on the clock. And whilst they are doing some good vertical work here, they just don't have the answer. They have never put a leash on Pasha, and he has now seriously hurt them in this round.
Weird that, Tim. We almost said we might get ourselves a 3-3 half, and look at what we've got, Tim. A 3-3 half ending on a flawless Virtus.pro.
That VP was dominating in the strategy aspect, and I like this adaptation bans, by the way. Remove the ace from skies.
Here we go, Rorik straight in, shotgun at the ready. I love this adaptation on it as well. No one's watching. He just gets an easy kill on towards Yuzus, who is probably thinking, how the Nora has that just happened? And now someone's vaulting up. That is ridiculous. Like, what is going on, man? Run into 13 Shumakas still to go. Oh dear, might have to force himself away here. No way does he get away with this one. No, a T-kill comes out the second of the series, Tim. That's not ideal. Basher does go through and get a kill off the back of it though before a C4 comes over, gets rid of Dan. Basher all left alone. Bit of a car crash really for Virtus.pro, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Crazy jumping from Rorik at the start of the last round that really got things going. And already there we go. It's a bit of a collapse of Nacros. They don't read into where the Echo is. Blasts away the shield. A free kill coming in towards Falcons. But there's also a trade back, Tim.
Really nicely done there, but I think they've just maybe ignored the fact a little bit. Those smoke canisters being sent in through the door were not just for the Monty to cross, it was for Rorik to move into on the glass. Gaz picks up Breeders, another one falls elsewhere. It was Solotov taken down 4 versus 2 now, and what looked like a fantastic start for Falcons has really slowed down as Virtus.pro have bitten back. I'm not sure how Leakafat got away with that. He opened up the floor above him and there was just no reaction from the player underneath. Dan is going to be successful in getting the plant down. Pasha is downed. It looked like they might line up for 2 there for Leakafat, but the fight back would continue. 2 versus 2. Nitro goes out, not going to get its man. It's not deep enough. 1 versus 1. Leakafat versus Dan.
And Dan is scattered to the winds, as you can imagine there. He's got himself dug way back. A nade, a second one rolling over the top. This would be tough now for Leakafat, but he's been here a million times before, baiting it out of the open over. Now tries to come the diffuse, spray through the wall. Doesn't quite find the man. Eventually he does. Down to the left, a tiniest little bit. Interesting choice here of having the Deimos on side. I'd actually love to see this be attempted as a lateral hit on... Never mind, he's dead. Like, come on, man. Come on. I thought for a second, oh, they're really cooking something special.
Nitro goes onto that door, not going to get its target. Soto canister will slow things down a little bit. Solotov picks up the glass. That's Pasha taken out. Naquo looking to try and get rid of the Soto. Will be able to do that, but Skaz is got rid of at the same time. Leakafat finds that kill. 5 versus 1. And you've just got the Blackbeard now trying to work from display door. Just conscious about the flank around him, but he's going to need an ace clutch here, and he's already below half health. Can he push forward into the top floor side? Can't. Because he's going to be peppered from below. The thing is, the number of Falcons players now have just dropped the hatch back to the site. They've gone back to bunks and briefing. Doom's going to approach the Blackbeard, get the melee, get the kill, and that's going to...
Little easy kills go away like that. There has to be a little bit more discipline about the team, whether it's droning, whether downstairs now. It's on the other side. It was Rorik who's underneath on the IQ. So trying a different tactic to try and snipe them out, I imagine. Once we have things like smokes going down, maybe he looks out for the Warden. I'm not sure. But here we go, as smoke, fire, and brimstone, and everything else you could possibly ask for currently being rained down on top of these Virtus.pro players. The entry going the way of Nacro. Dan in towards the second, looking much better for VP here, Tim.
Yeah, a lot better. They're just brute forcing through this. They don't care about the smoke, don't care about the Tachanka. They go in and find the kills. It's a flawless round.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they managed to get it. They're going to send in a nade to take out the bulletproof camera, but it doesn't. It's just protected by that little ledge that's sat below it. Users manages to get one. Solotov another. Falcons finding their feet here in the round. 4 versus 2. The Monty does manage to find the kill onto Solotov, but is it too little too late? 25 seconds left to go. Impact nade comes out. Naquo eating more damage. I would love to know how many HP damage he has suffered without dying in the last 2 days. It must be astronomical. So good, Users picks up Pasha. 2 versus 1. Naquo, he said he's been the only one positive. He's going to have to prove that right now. Very difficult on the shield, especially when they've got either side of him like this. They're just running away. They know he can't plant. They're wasting the time, And it's going to be a round to Falcons despite Nako's best efforts. So far, we haven't had an entry kill yet. Only 4 rounds out of 11 have actually gone the way of the entry kill, by the way. Whether that's a bad omen for Falcons or not, we will see in the next 35 seconds. Solotov picks up Skies. That's the Thermite off the board. Will Virtus.pro be able to brute force their way in? Rorik playing from display window. We can see that Solotov is down. The Monty up in the face is going to prevent them being able to make a collection. 3 versus 3, and they're just absolutely bullying users at the minute. He can't seem to find the space to take the Monty down. Dan picks up Doom. It is all about this.
It's all about that, Tim. It's about
Falcons
close it out.
get the win. Unbelievable stuff.
Speechless, right? We want to talk to Joom and of course congratulate Joom on being champions for EML Stage 1. That must be an incredible feeling, especially after the way that game ended.
Yeah, finally. This is also my first time. The only thing it took is to join the team that always beats me in the final.
I was about to ask that, Joom, because certainly during the stage, you could be forgiven for thinking Falcons, obviously you had your ups and your downs during the stage, but playoffs, you really came alive. Did you always feel like that was going to be the case? And then, I guess for you as well on a personal level, how does it actually feel to finally get over the line on EML?
For me, I was kind of expecting it just because of the work we've been putting in like every week after we lost the game. I think we just kept working harder. So I was just expecting it. Yeah.
You feel like you guys basically jump a bit backwards to jump forward. Basically, you took a few steps back to just be much better. I feel like watching you guys play, I see a much more free-flowing Falcons. The roles are not as definite as they were before. I feel like you guys are switching. You played the shield, Yuzus played the shield, Brille played the shield, Solotov played the shield. I'm like, everyone's just flexing around, and I feel like I'm looking at a European phase. Is that kind of what you guys are trying to build?
Yeah, I think it just works for us so well because everyone is so smart in the team. So everyone knows what they need to do. It doesn't matter what they play.
Yeah, and I'm actually quite curious, just a little bit side topic here, but what do you think of the patch today? Like, what do you think of the impact at pro level?
Wamai is back.
Wamai 54? Are you a big fan?
Wamai is back. Yeah, it's so good. So yeah, that was fun. And then Jäger, I don't think we played Jäger today. I think it's also going to be like more involved with new strats.
Yeah, just wait till you pick G2.
I think Sophia is also going to be a new pick. I only like have some plays I want to do with it. So yeah, it's going to be fun, I think. Good patch.
Joom, in terms of obviously the next tournament for you is EWC. It's not too far away. You are the reigning title holder, I guess. What's the team going to do to get from where it is now to win an EML finals? What do you need to do to reach, I suppose, the very heights of winning the EWC in a few weeks' time?
Just consistency, I think, is the main thing. Just sometimes we still struggle, I think, in consistency because of this playstyle is very inconsistent. So I think it's just like working on the playstyle that we have right now.
And then one more thing about EWC before we let you go, of course, Joom. There was a post made as well, of course, about everybody that won EWC last year among yourself making it to EWC in one way or another. How are you feeling about that? Of course, that must be somewhere a happy feeling as well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun playing against the old teammates on all the different teams. I think we have a pretty good chance actually for one of us at least to actually defend the title. So it's gonna be fun for sure.
That's awesome. It should be really good, of course, if it stays in your hands. But is there anything you want to say to the fans, Joom, to close it out here?
Buy the Azami Falcon skin. It's so good. It's so good. We played it, I think, every round and we won.
Okay, well,
I don't think that's a coincidence.
How to be EML champion by
and thank you for all the support, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Also, thank you so much for your time, Joom, and best of luck with the probations for EWC.
Thank you. And I told you yesterday I'll be back. See you.
See ya. Good to hear from them.